Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Thursday, June the 1st. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Monthly wrap-up and open with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. So let's just quickly go through the monthly chart here and look at last month. Last month, May, we had 372 pips of range, which was well below the ATR. So if we look at the ATR for the month of May is 649. So you can see that that missed by a boatload. And if we look at the ATR percent, we can see we came in at 57. April was 47, March 94, Feb 76, and January 96. But I do believe we did extend the year-to-date accumulated range, not by much. In May, we picked up almost 100 pips, so we're up to 877. But that is, let's see, that's not the lowest, but it's nowhere near the highest. So we'll just have to wait and see. More times than not, we're at 1,000 pip range when we hit this point in the year. You can see that in the charts. Looks like we're trying to make new highs today on the months here. So far, we're making new highs. We're in the previous month's candle body. You can see that right there. And we're right now forming an inside bar.
That's kind of where we're at for
right
now. So,
yeah, for the year,
first day of the month.
Yeah, for the year, we're 391 above the open, about 200, 199 off the high, 679 off the low. We're putting in the opening range for the month here, and that's quite an opening range so far, about 80 pips. For the week, all the gaps have filled. Somebody asked how come there wasn't a weekly open video. That was because the Sunday, Monday was a holiday. The banks were closed, and it was like, sometimes you need to take a day off. I probably should have given everybody a heads up. And once again, for the month, we're 41 pips above the open, about 2 pips off the high, 80 pips off the low. Steadily moving up here, it looks like. Walmal, you said there was a reason why we were moving up. You want to tell the traders?
Well, I think I was actually talking about oil prices, but it also it would go and apply to this as well. It's kind of interesting that we got really good news, U.S. news on ADP this morning, which actually drove the market down. But then we got unemployment claims that came in, and the unemployment claims came in just as expected, which weren't great. But the number that was really bad that came in today, which was only yellow news, but it's probably what's driving the market up right now, is the revised non-farm productivity and the revised unit of labor, and both of them are in the wrong direction. The unit labor costs are up 4.2%, and they were expecting 6.2%. You say, well, it's only 2% off. Yeah, it's 2% off of what people are expecting. But here's the thing: there were two Fed members late yesterday afternoon. They came out and said it's time to pause the interest rate increases and pause them through the summer. So people were expecting another 0.25% to 0.5%, or 25 to 50, however you want to say it, basis points of an increase. And these two guys who are voting members came out and said it's time to pause. And because it was time to pause, well, guess what? It's going to go and say, okay, we can go drive this up because the dollar's not as desirable in terms of making money, in terms of just pure interest, of just laying your money there just to make money on interest increase.
Yeah. Now, something else that's interesting to note is that we bounced off the monthly inside bar high from 4 months ago. Actually, we broke it by 0.2 and then reversed. We broke yesterday's daily inside bar high, and we're breaking the weekly inside bar high from 6 weeks ago. So you inside bar traders, if there's still any out there, it definitely was paying off. The range today right now for the pound's only 82. We've got 3 pairs over 100, and they're all yen pairs. You can see here we dipped down into the buy zone area, and then we've shot back up. Prices making new highs. Red rats, get ready for a reversal. As far as the pivot trading plan, Bambino Flex Indicator was saying the short. The pivot trading plan said if you're near the pivot, bias is long. Pivot was at 2409, well 1.24099 be exact, and is shot up. So near R1, bias is short. R1's at 2472, but we're already about 11 pips above that. So we've taken out the daily pivot, we have taken out the weekly pivot, and for the month of May, we took out that pivot, and we've already taken out June's pivot. And you can see here, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say the March is continuing for, to hit to 2,500. Wouldn't surprise me that we're going to get there today.
Right. And we didn't have any missed pivot. Well, we had one missed pivot, I'm sorry, in May 12th at 25,487. So we do have a missed pivot from last month. You can see in and out of both the upper and lower wick zones of yesterday's daily candle. And if we take a quick look at the monthly ranges here, last month 372 and the 16 percentile. We broke out of the high by 96 pips. We did not break out of the low. The high minus the close was only 240 pips last month, and the close minus the low was 132. So that's for you rats. And for you buy zone traders, high minus open was 128, and open minus low was 244. So any of those methods that you used, if you had patience, definitely paid off. And so far for the week, last week, we had a range of 164. So far this week, we have a range of 159. And you can see here we broke the weekly high. We're about 13 pips above that. And just looking right now, you can see we've got a 3-ball put in at 124.85. We're almost at top of the hour. Walmal, this is you like trading the last minute and the first minute.
I do. Unfortunately, I don't really see a setup here right now. I think it's going to range a little bit before it. I really do think it's going to get to the 00, the 2,500 in particular. But it just right now it's starting to bend over a little bit. So I'm not thinking it's going to go and rush all the way down to 75 or something like that. Or more just back and forth a little, maybe a 5-10 pip range here. But we'll have to to wait and see because we don't know what it's going to do. We just wait and see.
Yeah, well, we're going to get a holo because this is going to be the highest open of the day, so we can possibly get a reversal off of that.
Yep.
And
this is true.
Yeah, and we covered on the M30, we covered the last one. We hadn't covered before, so maybe we'll get a cover going to the south side. Let's see what happens here.
Yep, top of the hour. And we'll see what happens here. We've got a state change. We've got a flip-flop box. You know, it could have gone short. Could have made a pip. You know, if you don't have a broker with a spread of, it's too ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
But we've already come back off of that. So you would have been real quick to get that. More than likely, you'd be underwater right now because you probably couldn't have gotten out in time. But here it comes back again, so you never know. That's the thing about trading. You can sit there and get really aggravated because the trade, the setup is there, the trigger's there, and it runs in your direction a little bit, just doesn't quite get to where you need to get to, and then goes back the other way, and then comes back the other way, and you can get yourself chopped out of it because you're afraid or whatever.
Yeah. Don't we have some more news coming up? In about an hour from now?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said, don't we have some more news coming up about an hour from now?
We had news just now at 10 o'clock.
I thought it was 9 o'clock your time.
9 o'clock, I'm sorry. I'm getting the days too quickly. But yeah, at 10 o'clock we have ISM news.
Yeah.
Which is red, so that's going to drive the market again. So that's just manufacturing, so who knows where that's going to go and take us.
So right now we just broke out of the previous H1 high, only to fall right back below it right there at 85.8. And Walmal just dropped off the line. We've been having some connection difficulties here. And he's calling back. You're back.
I'm back, yes, I get dropped. That's the problem with living in the country.
Yeah. And looking across the multimeter, all the time frames are green, so it's like, even though I really want to short, I've been wanting to short the whole morning. So. But
meanwhile, if you look at the daily candle, it's sort of like, why would you? When you look at, M1, M5, M15, all the way up to the monthly, all green. But you do know that it's going to go and retrace back a little bit, so just a question of time and when, and you just trying to wait for that signal to come across so that you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, right here on the, I switched over to the rat zone chart. It's just so tempting to want to take that short right here. And if you look at it, it looks like the M15 candles are losing momentum.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into what I was saying before, a couple of minutes before the end of the last hour. We started to go into a range. If you look on the M1, you got a nice little range here developing. And that's what you want to see if you're looking to get into that rat trade. You want to see a little bit of a range so that you get, that upward momentum gets squelched a little bit so you're able to take advantage of it coming down.
And now, one thing, traders, we're almost out of time, but if you look at this high a few candles ago on that M15, notice how price came down and kind of bounced off that area. That's just something to note. If you take a short, that might be a place where it's going to reverse on you. So, fellow traders, I hope you had a profitable month. May, I wish you a profitable month in June. And when you're at your trading platform, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.